It's all about perspective, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it all boils down to all of the time. If you are a slave owner, if you were back in the antebellum South in the United States of America and you were a slave owner, there is nothing that anybody could tell you, nothing anybody could do, nothing anybody could show you, nothing anybody could do whatsoever to enroll you into the possibility that the slaves that you owned and took advantage of were humans, that they actually had souls, that they were actually people no different than you, just a different skin tone. Such is the mind of the slave owner. Well, it is impossible to teach a conventional medical doctor that anything outside of conventional medical treatments for any disease, including cancer, colon cancer especially, which we're going to talk about today, are worthwhile. Because to them, in their methodology, if they weren't taught it in medical school, it's not valid. It's just not valid. It's their way or the highway. They represent the perihelion, the epitome of all things having to do with the advancement of the scientific medical method, and everybody else is, quite frankly, a back of the seat, back of the bus, substandard quack with dangerous and ineffective training. Such is the mindset of the MD. Which begs the question, what costs $30,000 and doesn't work? I'll tell you what costs $30,000 and doesn't work. It's the same thing that's projected to cost $14 billion in Medicare payments by 2020. $14 billion in Medicare payments by 2020. The answer is, survey says, ladies and gentlemen, colon cancer treatment. If you're watching the live stream, which I encourage you to do, which I encourage you to do right now, the drglidden.show.tv. Check it out, the drglidden.show.tv. I'm going to show you the statistics for cancer survival, colon cancer specifically, colon cancer survivorship after the first half of a year. Generally in the population of the United States, only 67% of the people who started treatment are alive, which means the treatment is 33% ineffective. That's 33 people out of 100 die from colon cancer within the first 5-6 months, the first half of a year. Within the first year, 49% of the people who had attempted treatment, 49% of people who had gotten on board, followed the advice of the MD, and spent all of this money on chemotherapy and surgery, because they rarely do they do radiation for colon cancer. 49% are dead. By year 1.5, 60% are dead. By the second year, 69% are dead. By the third year, 80% are dead. By the fourth year, 86% are dead. And by the fifth year, 89% of the people who started the treatment are dead. The treatment costs about $30,000 per patient. Can go upwards of $120,000 per patient. 136,000 people in 2014 in the United States are projected to get colon cancer. And what do we have to show for it? An unbelievably inexpensive treatment program that produces unbelievably poor results. Unbelievably poor results, but it's good to be king. This from Medscape Multi-Specialty. This was published 5 years ago. November 11th, 2008. The cost of treating colorectal cancer has skyrocketed over the past 5 years or so. And the costs of new agents and new programs have risen 340%. 340%. The study found a wide variation in the way that colorectal cancer is being treated across the United States, resulting in huge differences in costs. The total cost just of chemotherapy to treat colon cancer may differ by as much as $37,000 per patient, depending on the program. So, what's happening here is that the MDs are seeing, they're experiencing a rise in the market share because they're seeing an inroad here. Colon cancer isn't being fixed. Just as many people now, if not more, are getting colon cancer than they ever did. Colon cancer now is the fourth leading cause of death. Fourth leading cause of death in the United States. Fourth leading cause of death. First cause of death, MD-directed medical treatments. MD-directed medical treatments. MD-directed medical treatments are the leading cause of death. Colon cancer, the fourth leading cause of death in the United States. And the MDs are seeing and experiencing and enjoying, rise in the market share because they are the only ones that own the show. They're the only people that can treat cancer. It's illegal to treat cancer in the United States unless you're an MD. You can't treat cancer unless you're an MD. You can't do it. You can't do it. It's illegal. Chiropractor tries to treat cancer, they get thrown in jail. Acupuncturist tries to treat cancer, they get thrown in jail. Naturopath tries to treat cancer in most states, they get thrown in jail. We don't have a free medical market. And so the MDs see that their treatments are ineffective at cancer. So, we got to come up with a new one, the next greatest and best one, and it's going to be 10 times, or quite frankly, according to this report published 5 years ago, 340 times as expensive as in previous years. 340% rise for a treatment which delivers unbelievably poor results. And yet, if you ask an MD oncologist about this, they will tell you with a straight face, because they've drunk the Kool-Aid, they drink the Kool-Aid every day, quite frankly, that it's their way or the highway, and that a cure for cancer is right around the corner, and you just have to trust. You just have to trust them. Well, guess what? I don't trust them. Because nothing argues better than numbers. Nothing argues better than numbers. An 89% failure rate is unacceptable. An 89% failure rate is unacceptable. Well, if it only costs $1,000, I'm okay with that. If you let other people into the fray, if you let other people into the melee, if you let other people on to the bus, then, I'd be okay, because we'd have a free medical market and the patient could gravitate towards whatever therapy they felt like gravitating towards. Money wouldn't be as much of a hindrance as it would now, because there'd be competition in the marketplace and things would even themselves out, right? The same reason that everybody can afford a personal computer now, but when personal computers first came out, only the very few could afford them. Same with cell phones. Remember those giant cell phones that only millionaires had? Right? It looked like a World War II walkie-talkie with a 6-foot-long antenna. Remember those? Only a handful of people had those, right? You looked at the limousines going by with that little, that little chevron on the back. The antenna for the car phone. Remember that? Oh, isn't that great to have a car in the phone? Remember that? The 20-somethings don't know what I'm talking about, but those of you of my generation know exactly what I'm talking about. It was a rarity to have cars and phones. Now it's everywhere all the time, and relatively speaking, affordable for most people. Well, if we had a free medical market in the cancer field, it would be affordable, but it's not, because we don't have a free medical market. Now, why do you think we don't have a free medical market? Because the MDs know that if we did have a free medical market, within 2, 3, 4, 5 years, they'd be out of a job. Because if you put my therapeutics up against an MD's therapeutics for any chronic disease, I win, and I win every time. Every single freaking time. If you put my therapeutics up against an MD's therapeutics for acute traumatic disease, I fail and they win every time, because that's their domain. Trauma care, pulling bullets out of arms, stitching wounds up, fixing broken bones, removing lacerated organs, right? Removing shrapnel, stuff like this. This is what they do, and they do extremely well. But when they treat chronic disease, man, they're horrible at it. And the only reason they're able to continue to do it is because they own the monopoly. It's good to be the king. So, colon cancer rates are escalating. There's no cure for cancer, no cure for colon cancer. The average treatment, $30,000 per patient. That's just a Medicare treatment, by the way. That's just Medicare payments. It's a gigantic industry in the United States, $30 billion a year. $30 billion a year. That's a lot of zeros. And they always pitch this to you as the cost of the treatment. Oh, the burden of the cancer treatment on the economy. Well, last time I checked, if money's leaving somebody's pocket, it's going into somebody else's. So why don't you ever see the headline, hospitals make record profits in colon cancer treatment? Why don't you ever see that headline? Why don't you ever see pharmaceutical companies had a banner quarter in 2014? This third quarter of 2014 showed record profits for colon cancer management because it's not a cure and it's not a treatment. You never see it pitched to you like that because the people in the monopoly don't want you to start thinking, they don't want you to start thinking about it. They want you to think the way they want you to think about it, which is why they put, fluoride in the water. Fluoride has been proven to lower IQs. Fluoride has been proven over and over again to lower IQs. Why do you think they fluoridate the water? For tooth decay? No. It's in order to perpetuate the myth. Don't question the doctor. For heaven's sakes, they're way smarter than you. All those Latin terms that they use. You don't have colon cancer. You have, steatoma and whatever. Carcinoma in situ. Yeah, that's what it is. You have an adenoma, or carcinomatous adenoma. You have a carcinogenic polyp. That's what you have. Yeah, thanks a lot, Doc. You're just a freaking rocket science, a true humanitarian. What are you going to go back and have your slave fix you a gin and tonic at 5 o'clock while you're bootstrapping me? You're making me unbelievably bankrupted by your unbelievably ineffective treatment strategies, and you don't let anybody else onto the playing field? Yeah, you're a peach of a human being. Fire your medical doctor now. Gentlemen, don't be stupid. Go to freedoctorbook.com, freedoctorbook.com, freedoctorbook.com right now. Download my book. Get it for free. I'm giving my book away. I'm giving my whole freaking book. I'm giving it away. You can still get a hard copy. Well, it's a soft copy. You can go to drglidden.com, click on the store button and get my book. Amazon.com will print it and show it to and ship it to you. But if you want to start reading it now, go to freedoctorbook.com and download it. It's free. And in my book, I have a chapter on cancer. There are 10 questions that every cancer patient needs to ask their oncologist in the presence of a witness and a recording device. And if every cancer patient in the world asked their oncologist these 10 questions in the presence of a witness and a recording device, very few people would get on board with conventional cancer treatment because it doesn't work. And this isn't my opinion. For goodness sake, snap the freak out of it. We're not opposed to conventional medicine. We're opposed to medical therapeutics delivered by anybody that don't work, and which to boot are expensive and, cause cancer. Oh, yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get on board with the chemotherapeutic treatment, which is going to be 89% ineffective after 5 years. It's going to bankrupt me, and it's going to cause cancer. Yeah, let's do that. It's a good idea. The guy in the white coat told me to do it. I'm in the middle of this multi-million-dollar high-tech facility. Everybody around me's doing it. What am I? The odd duck? Oh, no. Can't be the odd duck. Okay, Doc, I'm going to bend over, and you're going to give it to me. And that's what happens every day in not just the United States of America, but all around the world, simply because people are afraid of their doctor. They've put too much trust in their doctor, and the freaking doctor, any human being could fake it. They could put a white coat on, strap a stethoscope around their neck, steal an ID badge, and walk into the ward of the hospital and tell some poor patient, a brand new therapy, you have to go to the roof of the building and jump off. And that's going to cure your asthma. Guaranteed it's going to cure it. And, you'd get a great number of people to do that because everybody trusts the doctor. Why does everybody trust the doctor? Because we've been socialized to trust the doctor. Why have we been socialized to trust the doctor? Because it's good for business. It's the same reason that the American Medical Association and the Codex Alimentarius and the pharmaceutical industries around the world don't want anybody else to practice medicine besides the people that dispense drugs. It's as plain as the nose on my face. Drugs are not bad and evil. Guns are not bad and evil. For goodness sake, if you live in the United States of America, guns are why you're not speaking British. If you live in the European Union, guns are why you're not sprechen Sie Deutsching. It's not the gun, it's how it's used. It's not the drug, it's how it's used. MDs use drugs based on an allopathic reductionistic medical model. Allopathic reductionism is horrible. It is an outdated, old-fashioned, inconsistent therapeutic which is completely out of step with how the human body really works and the real nature of the pathogenesis of disease. But MDs have their heads so far up their behinds and are so chock full of arrogance and hubris that even when their therapeutics harm us, even when their therapeutics fail us, even when their therapeutics bankrupt us, and even when their therapeutics kill us, they wash their hands and sleep soundly at night because they think that it's their way or the highway. They do. They're like the slave owner. What are you talking about, slaves or people? Whatever. And these are the people that now in the United States, the government wants us to write a check to have access to their insanity every month. In Canada, you're screwed. You've been screwed for years. In the European Union, you're triply screwed because not only is it socialized medicine and they take money right out of your paycheck without, giving you the choice, but they also don't allow you to get vitamins over the counter that are of any therapeutic value. All that they offer over the counter in the European Union are weak, anemic vitamin and mineral and nutritional supplements. It's ridiculous. You've been screwed twice. But this is the state of the world that we're in right now. And if you're not angry, ladies and gentlemen, there is a place for righteous anger, right? I mean, didn't Christ upset the tables and the money lenders at the temple? I mean, is that okay to be righteously indignant? I think that it is. There's a time and a place for it. This is the time and this is the place. I want everybody listening to this show to write a letter to whoever is in charge of medicine in your state, the delivery of medicine in your state. I want a congressional investigation. I want the Attorney General of my state to investigate corruption at the pharmaceutical level and why we don't have a level playing field of medicine in the United States. I want to know why I have to pay through the nose for cancer treatments that don't work and why you don't allow any other medical professional to treat cancer. Inquiring minds want to know. Let's go to Chicago and talk to Belinda. Hey, Belinda, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, how are you?
No, I'm good, Belinda. Appreciate your asking. God willing, I'll get better. How can I help?
My mom was diagnosed with Sjogren's syndrome, and it's affecting her skin. She has really bad acne. And they gave her some cream that just made it worse. She's wondering if maybe it's something that she's eating. Is there something she can do to help make things better?
Yeah, get a lawyer and, tell the doctors that prescribed the cream. She's going to sue them because she went to see them. She's been paying medical insurance premiums her entire life. She put her trust in the doctors. She went to see the doctors with a pretty serious condition. The doctors gave her a skin cream that made it worse. And now she should get compensation because, that's what I would do. I'd get a lawyer and I'd sue the sons of guns. That's what I would do on the side. Now, specifically Sjogren's, the last thing she needs to be worried about, quite frankly, is her skin, acne, because Sjogren's is in fact a big bad voodoo daddy. The MDs call Sjogren's an autoimmune disease. And, the white blood cells are attacking the moisture-producing glands in their body, so they all get all dried out, and a number of different things can happen. Again, we do not believe that autoimmunity is a correct approximation of the situation. I did a really good webinar that lines up the MD understanding of the autoimmune disease process. And the MDs, when they don't know what to do, when they have no idea what's going on, lump diseases into one of two categories. It's either genetic or it's autoimmune. Whenever you hear an MD tell you that your condition is genetic or your condition is autoimmune, you should be suspect. The red flags should go up, and you should be very, very, very suspicious of what they say next, because it's presumptively genetic, it's presumptively autoimmune. It's never been proven either way. And quite frankly, if these conditions were genetic, we wouldn't be able to fix them, and we see resolution of these things all of the time. So I would encourage you, if you haven't already, Belinda, to go to my website, drglidden.com, become an insider. It's $25 a month. You can cancel at any time. Quite frankly, we give you a 7-day window where you can get your money back. And go into the archives of your insider subscription and pull up the webinar that I did on autoimmune disease. Watch it with your mom. And perhaps the wool cloth will be pulled back from your eyes, and you'll be able to see this for what it really is. It's complete incompetence on the part of the MDs to characterize this as an autoimmune disease, right? It's kind of like, nothing, a metaphor escapes me at the moment, but when it's reality by consensus, when 1,000 MDs all agree that it's an autoimmune disease, and it's an autoimmune disease, even though there's not evidence there to support it 100%. So we believe that the antibody which is present in the blood is a result of the disease. The MDs believe that the antibody in the blood is the cause of the disease. And they can't tell you why. Somehow the immune system of the body just woke up one day and decided to attack its sweat-producing glands. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, Doc. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. That's what they think. That's their ideation. They have no idea how that could happen. We see the antibody as doing a different job in the body. We see the antibody as a result of the disease rather than as a cause of the disease. And so what we recommend when anybody has any type of a quote-unquote autoimmune disease, we recommend they get a general, across-the-board medical nutrition support with targeted support for the immune system. And how do we do that? Well, the recommendation would be, number 1, eliminate the 10 bad foods. Number 2, get on board with a baseline foundation medical nutrition program. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, based on 25 years of clinical experience, is 1, Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. 1, Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. 2 bottles of Ultimate Selenium. 2 bottles of Ultimate Selenium. 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals. And 1 bottle of Immortalium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. 100 pounds of body weight per month per 100 pounds of body weight per month. If I were her, that's what I would do for the next 3 months. Now, if acne is a problem, then you can give the Sweeties into the bargain. 1 bottle of Sweeties. Because from our point of view, the vast majority of the time when you see acne present in anybody's body, whether they have an autoimmune disease, presumptively or not, it's because they have a problem metabolizing blood sugar. So we give sugar support, clean up the diet, and guess what? The skin gets better. I would have your mother be very cautiously reserved in believing anything that comes out of the mouth of the MD regarding Sjogren's disease, because they just don't understand it. They have no idea what causes it. They have no idea how to cure it, and their treatment strategies are 100% developed at managing it. And the drugs that they're going to recommend, the treatment strategies that they're going to recommend your mother get, will in fact make her worse over time, because they're not going to get to the root cause of the disease, and then she's going to be SOL, and then she's really not going to be able to get her money back, and that's going to be an even bigger, badder voodoo daddy. So become an insider, drglidden.com. Pull up the webinar that I did on autoimmune disease. Watch it with your mom and take the next step forward towards recovering your health, because the MDs will fail you every time. Oh, no, it's Shark and Bake. Trinidad. Trinidad is in the house. Lauren from Trinidad is calling. Hey, Lauren. Thanks for the call. You are live.
Hi, good afternoon.
It's called Bacon Shark, right? Bacon Shark. I always get that reversed.
Bacon Shark, that's one of Trinidad's delicacy.
Yeah, it's a delicacy. It's going to kill you, Lauren. Stay away from the Bacon Shark. By the way, I'll tell you. I'll get to you in just a second. I have to tell my listening audience, Bacon Shark is fried fish, ladies and gentlemen. It's fried fish, like fish and chips in the UK.
Yes.
It's a big deal in Trinidad, and, it's going to kill everybody who eats it slowly. But you knew that, Lauren. How can I help?
Hi. The problem is this, right? I had some problems with bleeding. And as a result of falling down, I fell down. I went to the doctor. I did pap smear. I did ultrasound. It came back showing that there was like some bulky stuff at the mouth of the cervix, like blood tissue. The bleeding stopped. It came back. It came back. And about 3 months ago, I went to a gynecologist, and he checked the cervix. He said the womb looked healthy, the cervix, everything looked healthy. But then he did a biopsy, and the biopsy said that I had cancer. Yeah. Immediately, he told me that he wanted me to go on radiation and chemotherapy. No, I didn't do that.
Good girl.
I came home and I went on a 21-day fast with vegetables and fruits only to cleanse the system, vegetable, fruits, and spring water to cleanse the system. I did that, and since I did the biopsy, there is a pain, like fire in my waist and my lower abdomen. Really, really bad burning. I have to take painkillers at times to ease the pain. Because I can't work, I have to take painkillers. And the bleeding comes now and then. And the pain got really, really hot about a week ago. And I went Friday gone. I went to see another gynecologist. When he examined with his spatula and he opened the vagina area, he saw like a mass. And he said the mass looked like pieces of growth piled up on each other. And he pressed my belly, and he just dug out a piece, right? And he told me also that he think I should do the radiation and chemotherapy immediately, because the mass looked like it's going to spread, and he don't think I should wait, and maybe by January or February I might be able to walk and stuff like that. And he also said to me that after that I came home, I started bleeding more. And the blood, it was black. And it smelled awful. It just stink. Really, 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 really awful. That is what is happening right now. Very awful bleeding. Whatever blood comes down, it's slow down now. But whatever discharges are discharged. Sometimes it's dark in color. Sometimes it's light pink in color. But it's very, very awful in smell. So I'm using salt. I'm using salt in warm water. And just a douche. I'm using that to help the douche to ease the descent, but it's not really doing anything for me.
Yeah.
So I called this to see what advice you can give on the situation, right? Because I don't want to do the chemotherapy, and what I was told, the problem would get worse, and it's getting worse because.
Well, chemotherapy wouldn't fix this problem anyway. So there's no harm and no foul in not doing it. I mean, the medical doctor might as well have told you to stick 2 electrodes between your temples and turn them on. That's going to be a treatment. Well, that's not going to work either. So we need to. The problem that we're up against here, Lauren, is that the only treatments that we have for cancer in the world are anecdotal treatments, because it's the rare doctor that's not an MD that's going to be even allowed by law to treat cancer anywhere in the world. There aren't that many alternative cancer treatment centers that even exist in the world, and so all that we have to go by here is anecdotal evidence from the field about what works. So, in the context of this radio program, I can't treat cancer. But I can tell you what I would do if I were you in order to support and promote your body's ability to optimize this. There's a doctor in India named Ramakrishnan, Ramakrishnan. Do a Google search, Ramakrishnan Cancer Homeopathy, HOM like Mary, EO P-A-T-H-Y, Ramakrishnan Cancer Homeopathy. And I would get an appointment with Dr. Ramakrishnan. That's what I would do if I were you. I believe he sees people, through Skype and at a distance. That's what I would do if I were you from a homeopathic point of view. He has really good results with this. To support and promote healthy reproductive organs, I would order from the United States something called the VagPak, V-A-G-P-A-K, VagPak, V-A-G-P-A-K, and I would apply it as directed on the label. And for general all-around nutritional support, I would do, how much do you weigh? What's your body weight?
About 140, 142.
Okay, so I would do one Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid, one Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid, 4 bottles of Ultimate Selenium, 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals every month, and as much Z-Radical as you can afford. As much Z-Radical as you can afford. You can afford 1 bottle a day, do it. That's 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals. I'm sorry, 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals, 2 bottles of selenium, 1 Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Let's go to Boston. Yeah, what's up in there, Beantown there, Daniel?
How are you, Dr. Glidden?
Pretty great, Skipper. How's it going up there?
Everything is great.
Right.
I was calling, I don't know if you remember, but I called a couple of weeks ago with my fiance. He has stage 4 glioblastoma, and I was told to call to kind of give you an update about what's going on.
Okay, so, I'm sitting down and I'm all ears, and we've got 3 minutes left in this segment. I'll give them all to you.
Awesome. So within the 3 weeks that he's been on Youngevity and all the supplements that you recommended me to give him, which is the Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid, selenium, 4 bottles of Z-Radical, Renew IQ, Ultimate Daily Tablet, and the plant-derived minerals, 1 bottle of that. He was paralyzed on his left side. He's now able to move his fingers, give me thumbs up, tell me which ones are his index, middle finger, and pinky. He's able to move his left leg. He's able to eat and drink now because he has a PEG tube, so I was giving him the proper nutrition, not the junk that they were giving me in the hospital, which I argue with them, and they, argued with me and tried to force me to give it to him, but I refused, and I started giving him the correct fruits and vegetables blended in the PEG tube. He's now able to eat and drink on his own. He can tell me when he wants to eat. He can tell me when he wants to drink. So I just wanted to call and give you an update and just thank you for that.
How long has this been?
He's only been on Youngevity for 3 weeks now.
3 weeks. And all of this stuff happened because of the glioblastoma, or all of this stuff happened, all of the paralysis stuff happened because of the treatment?
It happened because of the treatment. They kept telling me, it's because of the tumor, it's because of the tumor. But before he had any of the treatment, he was still able to walk. He was still able to move. Now he's bedridden, with the exception of him trying to get up now to try to get up and move. But yes, from the treatment, he lost all his hair. He lost vision, which was hard for him. He went from, knowing names to not knowing anybody at all. And now, when you talk to him now, when you tell him, okay, who is this person, he can tell you their nickname. So it's, he's progressively getting better, which is awesome because, I knew there could be a way. I just needed to find the way.
Man, I love testimonials like this. Now, can you imagine? You're awesome, by the way. Number one for trusting me enough to do this, and for number two for being open-minded enough to look for something else and popping out of the matrix and seeing that there is in fact another way. But can you imagine if there were 1,000 more doctors like myself around the world, and we could treat cancer legally. Can you imagine what type of results we'd get? Yeah, you're darn right it would. You're an inspiration to everybody. Keep up the good work in Boston. God only knows your friends, family members, church members, and community members need you more than you know. Call me back every month with a report. I will look forward to it. Hour 2 coming up, folks. Stick around. Let's go to Orlando and talk to Gabriel. It's not often that angels give me a call, and I'm very happy to be talking to the angel Gabriel here, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from the pearly gates. Gabriel, you are live.
Well, I don't know if you're as happy as I am, but I don't know about anybody else, but I'm sticking with you, Doc.
What's going on, man?
I just wanted to call, just give you a short update. A week from Wednesday, it'll be 90 days I've been on the program.
Awesome.
And, of course, my life has changed and had a few setbacks because I ran out of stuff. I've learned not to do that again.
Yeah, especially in the early days,
Yeah,
but, we live and we learn, right? That's life.
Yeah, what happened was I got generous because my wife is on board now. My daughter's on board now, so, trying to take care of the household. But listen, my blood pressure is lower than it ever has been in my life that I can remember. The doctor almost ran out of his office the other day when my blood pressure was 122/70.
Man, you got to love it, right?
And that's a 400-pound man. Yeah. Listen, before I ran out of Sweeties, I was down to 1 shot a day. Listen, the doctor had me 80 units 3 times a day. I was all the way down to 1 shot a day, and I had stabilized right between 75 and 80.
Boom.
Even while I was out of the Sweeties, it never rose over 140, my blood sugar.
And normally, how high would it go?
Oh, I'd be in the 200s and 300s, easy with the medicine,
Yeah, with the medicine, right.
Depending on what I ate. But because I have eliminated 10 foods out of my life.
That makes you the man. You know.
Listen,
that.
I'm trying to be. But I had a quick question, and I'll call you back later. I don't want to tie up the time, but I've had some type of, I'm calling it skin tag for the lack of the word. I've been to a dermatologist.
No, I can tell you what to do for that. That's easy.
Okay, she cut it off. She dug it out. Then she wanted to send me to a surgeon. It comes and goes.
So avoid the knife, my brother. So here's what you want to do the next time it comes back. In order not to treat a skin tag, but in order to support and promote healthy skin function, right? So you get, you're taking the selenium, the ultimate selenium capsule?
I do the four bottles a month. I didn't run out of that after I got it.
All right, good. So you get one of those capsules. You get a little, those little cases that you put contact lenses in?
Mm-hmm.
You get one of those, or a reasonable facsimile. You open up the selenium capsule, it just slides right apart. And you dump about a third of the selenium that's in the capsule into the contact lens container, into one side. Then you get colloidal silver, either an over-the-counter colloidal silver I'm okay with, Youngevity's colloidal silver I'm okay with. I don't care which kind of colloidal silver you use. You find some colloidal silver. You put a couple of drops, literally just a couple of drops, onto the powder, and then you stir it together with a Q-tip, and you make a paste out of the colloidal silver selenium. You paste it up, make it into a little paste like mud. And then you use the Q-tip and paint the colloidal silver right on top of the skin tag, right on the skin tag, wherever it is.
Okay.
And then you put a bandage over it so it doesn't fall off, right? And then you repeat that 3 times a day or 2 times a day. You definitely want to put a fresh solution onto it right before you go to bed. A fresh one first thing in the morning when you wake up, and then if you can manage it again halfway between, that's awesome. So you make a paste out of a little bit of the selenium and the colloidal silver, and you just apply it topically a couple times a day until the skin tag falls off. No
One
harm,
other
no
quick
foul.
question, and I'm through today. I'll call you back later.
Yeah, no, we're good.
What is the peeing all about? You know, I know you told the other 600-pound guy you're gonna pee like a racehorse. Well, I'm a racehorse. Is that the toxins coming out? What's going?
Yeah. So you're peeing like what, every 10 minutes, right?
You know, it depends on what I do. The tangy tang will run through me.
Yeah.
Pretty much half hour on the hour, kind of like that.
Yeah. So
But
that's
it's
an
like-
absorption issue, man. That's an absorption issue with the tangy tangerine. So here's what I want you to do as an experiment. All right. How many total capfuls of that tangy are you taking every day?
I do 2 scoops 4 times a day.
All right. So here's what I'd like you to do for the next 4 weeks. Okay.
Okay.
I'd like you to do 1 scoop in 20 ounces of water twice a day for 2 weeks. 1 scoop in 20 ounces of water twice a day, only twice a day, for 2 weeks. And each time you drink it, I want you to take at least an hour to drink it. Okay? Then on weeks 3 and 4, I want you to go to 2 scoops in 32 ounces of water twice a day.
Okay.
But I want you to take 2 hours to drink that down. 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon. You then call me back and tell me what's happening. I think you just need to deliver this stuff into your body more slowly, because it's kind of like, man, you know, if we're like in the Mojave Desert and the earth is just hard-baked mud, man, it hasn't rained there in a freaking century. And we back up with a great big fire truck filled with, 1,000 gallons of water, and we open the spigot. The first 900 gallons is just going to run off. It's going to hit that hard-baked mud, and it's just going to run off. But eventually, it's going to start soaking in, and the ground's going to start to absorb it. It's the same with your intestinal tract and the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. The Beyond Tangy is notorious for, creating symptoms like this. It's only because you're taking too much of it too quickly, your body can't handle the absorption. So knock it down a little bit. Quite frankly, I want you to knock it down quite a bit and then kind of ease more slowly into that pasture over the next 4 weeks. Call me back with a report. I think you're going to love what happened. Aloha, oe, aloha, oe. Kakoa from Hawaii is on the line, but you knew that. Hey, Kakoa, welcome aboard. You are live.
Hey, Dr. Glenn, I'm so glad I got on your show. How are you doing?
Well, I'm good, man, but I'll get better. Aloha, man. What's happening?
Aloha. Boy, you got to keep singing. That was pretty good, actually, I was going to say.
Hey, it's not bad, huh? The huma huma, nuka nuka, wapa ua. That's all I know, man.
You got it right, too. Most people don't know that. That's good. Boy, I'm so glad I got on your show. I hope I can get this done quick.
We got all the time in the world, man. You don't have to hurry.
Okay. I've been on longevity for maybe 2.5 to 3 months now.
Good.
My history, first of all, I've been a diabetic patient for 20-some years.
Yikes.
It caused kidney failure. I've been on dialysis for the last 3.5, almost 4 years.
Whew.
I've lost most of my vision on both eyes. My vision is very blurred to where I can't drive. I can't get my license back because I lost my vision. I've been able to get my blood sugar numbers over the past few years. I've got them down to where my A1C is 5.9, 6.0, still too high, but much better than 12 and 13, which it used to be.
Yeah, I would say so. By the way, I would need to interrupt you here, and we're coming up against a hard break, but you stick with me, and I'll talk to you the whole next segment. No harm, no foul. But the reference range for hemoglobin A1C is tiny. It's like 0.9 of a point is the healthy reference range. So when you're, you should be 5.8 and you're 13, Man, to go from a 13 or a 14 all the way back to 5.9 to 6.0, that's huge, Kakoa. I mean, that is a huge freaking deal. You got to be proud about that, but there's more work to be done.
Yes.
You stick around, and I'll dial it in for you, brother. I appreciate your call. Stick around, folks. Hawaii, can you believe it? We are worldwide. Allie from the chat room says, even a better costume with Dr. Oz face mask with a duck bill and webbed duck feet. Oh, my God. You guys are like a brain trust. Love the chat room, folks. Check it out, the drgliddenshow.tv. Let's go back to my friend in Hawaii. Kakoa, what island are you on, by the way?
I'm on Hawaii Island, the Big Island.
The Big Island, my favorite island. Are you getting blown around by the hurricane?
No, man, just went right past. We only got some rain, which we really need. So no damage, nothing.
Yeah, good. You got to love that. That's a hard thing to live through. I've been through 2 hurricanes in my life, both of which were on an island. On one of the islands that I was on, this wasn't a Hawaiian island, this was a New England island. The eye of the storm went right over the island. I mean, it was the coolest thing I've ever seen. All of a sudden, it's like 85 degrees sideways wind and sideways rain, and it's horrible. And then it's like 5 minutes later, you're in heaven. Yeah. Blue, sunny sky, big white, puffy, beautiful clouds, man, awesome. And then a half an hour later, the wind is going the other way. It's crazy. It was a crazy experience.
Yeah, I've been through that too here.
Crazy stuff, right? Yeah, Mother Nature. Don't mess with Mother Nature, man. All right, so bring me up to speed. You have a history of type 2 diabetes, and then you're on dialysis because you got kidney failure, and now your vision's failing. And all right, what else?
Okay, so I got constant neuropathy in the hands and my feet, which is, I would say, about a scale of 1 to 10, it's about 4. It used to be like 7 or 8. My muscles just feel extremely weak. It's like there's no oxygen in them. I don't have much strength to grip anything. My hands don't have any sweat, so when I try to carry stuff, it's just slippery. I do have one testimonial, though. I started taking the first pack I bought was the Healthy Body Pack. I bought 2 of them with the Sweet Ease. And I took that for a month, and then I ran out because I'm already on disability, so financially it's hard to get all the stuff I really want and need.
I get it.
But after 1 month, I started peeing again. And I haven't peed for the last 3 years. So I know there's something there. I know the thing's working, but I just got to be able to get it and be consistent on it. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, tell me, what can you afford every month? What's like the upper limit of doable for you?
Doable for me is probably 2 Healthy Body Packs at the most.
So we're talking around between $250 and $300.
Yeah, that's probably the high end. Because,
all right, so here's
I don't have any disability income as well.
All right, so look, here's the deal. There is a light at the end of this tunnel. I'll tell you the supplements to take, but I want to give you a little inspiration here because for the last 4.5-5 years, I've been traveling all around the United States and down to Trinidad a couple times, and lecturing to different longevity groups all around the country. And I've met all of the big money earners in longevity, every single one of them. I've hung out with them. I've had dinner with them. We've broken bread. And there's nothing special about people who are financially secure with longevity. It's not like they have exceptionally high IQs or like they have unbelievably charismatic personalities or they have MBAs from Wharton or Harvard Business School. They're just normal people, man. Mm-hmm. So my point is, what one person can do, another person can do. There are a handful of people who are multi-million-dollar earners in longevity who started with less than nothing. I mean, one of the guys, my favorite story is a guy named Rich Stocks. Rich is in the Midwest here, and when he started with Dr. Wallach 17 years ago, he was so broke. He had to collect bottles and cans on the side of the road, take them to the recycling center to pay the $5 membership fee, because back in those days it was a $5 membership fee. Mm-hmm. And he couldn't afford to get 100 cassette tapes, because what we had as enrollment aids back then, he could only afford one. So he would never lend the cassette tape. He would always sit down with people and listen to it with them, because he couldn't afford to lose it. And that's a true story. So there are a lot of people who have, been able to get their supplements for free, $200, $300, $400 a month, and then parlay that into, a stay-at-home business. And if they can do it, you can do it. And so what I would recommend you do, man, is I would call Youngevity. I would give them your customer number, and I would ask them who is in your upline that is an active business builder and an active distributor. And they'll give you a name and they'll give you a phone number. And then I would call that person and I would say, hey, man, I'm in your Youngevity network. I need you to show me how to make $300 a month with this business. I need you to show me how to make $500 a month. Pick a number and lean on your upline for support, because no kidding, there's a lot of potential here. If I've seen a lot of people do this, and I'm sure that you could too, just by listening to you talk. I can tell that you've got what it takes. Okay.
I would tell you this, just basically with what I'm doing. I got a few people, my sister and my mother, they're customers of mine, and I just got my first $90 check from Youngevity.
And it's awesome, right? So, so it's good, man. A lot of people need your help. They do. A lot of people need your help, and there's a way to show this to people, who aren't in your family, that will chase them away from you. Yeah. And there's a way to show this to people that will attract them to you. You need to figure out how to do the second one. It's easy. Yeah. And if you lean on your upline, man, they'll be able to help you. All right. So here's what I would do. I have
to tell you this. I did talk to Dr. Joe Wallach a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I called his show, but unfortunately I don't have as much time like I have with you to explain. But he did give me this. He wants me to take 2 blood sugar packs.
Yeah.
He wants me to take 2 bottles of the Ultimate Daily.
Yep.
And 2 bottles of the Ocean's Gold. And
yeah, but you can't afford that.
Yeah, so that's why I want to know if there's anything you can change up with that, or what else I can do.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's what I do. That's no problem at all. I could change that up in my sleep. You've come to exactly the right place, man. This is easy breezy lemon squeezy. What's your body weight?
My body weight is 190.
All right.
185 to 190, depends on dialysis.
All right. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. So here's what I want you to do every month, please. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, One Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. It's got to be the liquid. It's called the Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. One of those.
Yeah.
1 bottle of Sweet-Ease. 1 bottle of Sweet-Ease.
Okay.
2 bottles of selenium. 2 bottles of selenium.
Okay.
And 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily capsules.
Okay.
All right. Now, you got homework to do, right? You can't even look at the 10 bad foods, okay?
No, they've been 2 weeks. I've been off all the bad foods. I mean,
great.
I used to be off of it partially, but now I'm completely off of it.
Smart man. All right, there's one more thing you can do here. You need to figure out how to get about, doing math in my head. You need to figure out how to get 90,000 ORAC points, ORAC, of antioxidants, 90,000 ORAC points of antioxidants into your body through food every day. So you're going to have to do some research, and you're going to have to sort that out. Different foods have different ORAC values.
Okay.
An ORAC value is the value of the antioxidant ability of that food. And different foods, different quantities of food have different ORAC values. Your target number is, let's round it up, 100,000 ORAC points of antioxidants a day, 100,000 ORAC points. So cinnamon has ORAC in it. Green tea has ORAC in it. Curry powder has ORAC in it. Walnuts have ORAC in them. So you need to figure out, get somebody to help you to do the math and figure out exactly how much cinnamon or curry powder or red pepper or whatever you need to do every day, green tea, whatever, to hit that 100,000 ORAC mark. You need to dial that in. And you can do that with food, and that's already in the budget. So it's not like you're going to have to be strapped additionally. And there's one more thing you need. One more thing on a limited budget. It's 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals. 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals a month, okay?
Okay.
And then you're good to go. That should make this nice and easy for you, Kakoa. And, it's going to be a couple of weeks, a little bit better, a couple of weeks, a little bit better, a couple of weeks, a little bit better, just like that. And as you improve, you're going to be a poster child for longevity. And you'll be able to enroll people just by walking down the street, because people are going to be looking around and going, man, isn't that Kakoa? Isn't that the guy that was dead last week? Right?
Yeah.
Now, to help the neuropathy, there's one more thing you can do with food, and I don't want to overlook it. You want to eat as much food as you can that's high in cholesterol.
I'm doing 6 to 10 eggs a week now. I'm about 2 weeks on it right now.
You mean a day, right?
A day, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. You can switch it up, right? You can do chicken eggs, you can do duck eggs, you can do quail eggs, you can do butter, you can do a rare steak, rare hamburger. Eggs arguably are the least expensive way to get cholesterol in your body, but if it's going to get a little boring after a while just doing, oh my gosh, I got to eat 6 more eggs, right? So feel free to switch it up with any food that's high in cholesterol. Don't be afraid of butter. Butter is your friend. Don't be afraid of salt. Salt is your friend. And the last flippin' thing you want to do, man, the last thing you want to do is tell a medical doctor that you're doing this program. They will make you stop it.
No,
Do
yes, I know. I realize.
not tell the dialysis people you're doing this, because they are clueless about the whole potassium thing. They've got it completely backwards, and they will incorrectly put the fear of God in you, and they will hurt you in so doing. So you listen to us, pay attention to us, and kind of be a secret agent when you go to dialysis.
Can you tell me the difference about the potassium and the phosphorus thing?
So they're inverse relationship. Your body has massive needs for potassium. Yeah. And when your blood levels of potassium are high, it's because you are nutritionally deficient in potassium. So the dialysis sucks all of the potassium out of your body. And when the body freaks out, and it encourages the extraction of potassium from your potassium stores, and your potassium levels spike. So potassium levels in the blood are direct indications of not enough, or elevated potassium levels in the blood are inversely related to your nutritional needs for potassium. And the MDs, again, got that one completely backwards. And if you listen to them, you will die. Look what's happened while you've listened to them, right? You've gone to hell in a handbasket, and now you're starting to slowly hit the comeback trail, man. Your best friend is time and diligence with the program. Call me every month with a report. And mahalo, man. Keep up the good work. I love Hawaii. Stick around. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Had a little audio glitch there for 10 seconds. I hope I didn't give my soundboard guy a heart attack. Thanks, Justin. Well, you've done it again, ladies and gentlemen. You've wasted a perfectly 2 good hours hanging out with good old Dr. Glidden. I hope you learned something today. I certainly do all of the time. We have a person in the chat room who tells us this. Started taking the Ultimate Classic. The Ultimate Classic is one of Youngevity's original formulations, way before the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Way before the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. And the thing about Ultimate Classic is it tastes like dinosaur poop. It's bad. it's bad, right? It's bad. It tastes like crap. But Terry from Alabama figured it out. Terry from Alabama says, I started taking the Ultimate Classic. I know. Anyway, I take it with V8 Fusion Blueberry Pomegranate, and it's delicious. Looks horrible. Tastes so good. I thought I'd spread that message. Thanks, Terry. You're the greatest. Appreciate the heads up. Ultimate Classic mixed with V8 Fusion Blueberry Pomegranate. And that beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Let's finish up the show today by going to Survey Says, who's next in line. I'm having a little technical problems here. Francis from North Carolina. Hey, Francis, thanks for the call. You are live.
Well, yippee.
Yippee-yo-ki-yay.
I think this is the third time I've phoned your show, and it's the first time I've spoken with you, so I am...
Well, third time's the charm, you lucky girl, down there in North Kakalaki, North Carolina, where the weather's fine.
I just phoned last week, and I spoke with Mike Phillips, and I explained to him, I'm trying to do a follow-up, because I told him of issues that I was having with numbness in my feet and pain in my feet and in my legs and my upper thighs. You know, I'm weak. I'm now having to, have been for some time having to walk with a walker. And I learned of the program at the beginning of August, and I was taking all kinds of products. And bottom line, I was not a happy camper because my condition only seemed to be getting worse. So he told me, no relief in any area whatsoever. My equilibrium, my balance, I could name you a host of things. Anyway, he told me about a number of things. He wanted me to increase selenium, 9 a day, sweeties, at least 3 a day, plant-derived minerals or the cherry mints, one of those, 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily, and beyond liquid, beyond Asteo FX. Now, and the Tangy, he also wanted me to take that. Now, I explained to him that I was taking Ultimate EFA and the Ultimate EFA Plus and, oh my goodness, it was a gaggle of stuff. But he didn't say anything, Ultimate Enzymes, and he didn't say anything, glucogel.
Okay, I can dial all of this in for you. Have you been given a definitive diagnosis of type 2 diabetes?
I was.
Does anybody know what's causing your problems? Has anyone ever diagnosed it?
You know what? No. Because I was given a diagnosis of a type 2 diabetic February 1 of 2007. In between there, I might have taken medication, maybe for 4 months.
All right. So, look, here's what I want you to do, because regretfully, Francis, we are out of time. Can you call the program tomorrow?
Sure. I sure will.
All right. You call the program in the first hour, and I will bring you up, number one. I will bring you up at 6 minutes after the hour when we begin.
Can you also tell me what I need to do about vitiligo, that skin disorder?
No problemo. That's easier than falling off a log. No problemo. You call me tomorrow. I will finish this conversation with you. I appreciate your trust and your patience. I'll look forward to it. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Peter Glidden, thanks again for your support. Live long and prosper. I'll see you all around campus.